call the 17th regular meeting of the Mayor and City Council of Laurel, Maryland to order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Mayor Sydnor, can you please lead us?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Councilwoman Clark.
Here.
Councilwoman Johnson. Councilman Mills.
Here.
Councilman Simmons.
Here.
President Kole.
Here.
Mayor Sydnor.
Here.
You have a quorum, Mr. President.
Agenda item number 4, approval of the minutes from the July 22nd, 2024 special work session, July 22nd, 2024 regular meeting, July 29th, 2024 special meeting, September 4th, 2024 work session, September 9th, 2024 regular meeting. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Seconded.
Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Councilman Mills.
Yes.
Councilman Simmons.
Yes.
Councilwoman Clark.
Yes.
President Kole.
Yes.
Motion carries.
A reminder for the council, right now we seem to have some technical difficulties. If you keep your mic muted while you're not speaking. Thank you. Agenda item number 5 is a report of the Mayor and City Council. We'll start this evening with Councilman Simmons.
Thank you, Mr. President. A couple of things I'd like to share tonight for residents. First of all, I want to recognize community member Kathy Peterson. Over the weekend, she organized a neighborhood cleanup day, got together some neighbors, went through the streets just picking up trash, and afterwards had brought some beverages back at her house. And I just thought that was a great example of community mindedness and just civic mindedness, and also getting together and building community. And so I wanted to offer that as an encouragement and an inspiration for other folks around town. You know, feel free to reach out to your neighbors, get to know them. And, you know, something that may be helpful as well, the Parks and Recreation Department has community cleanup kits. And we can provide you with some buckets, with some trash picking up, sort of hand trash grabbers and things like that. Makes for a great Saturday afternoon together. So I want to thank her for that example and all those who are involved. I think President Kole was there as well. So for me, this past week, I also completed the second half of my department briefing. So I want to thank all the heads of departments over these 2 sessions for getting together, city administrator and deputy city administrator for arranging those. It was really very insightful to spend the time together. So thank you. I know it was in the evening. I appreciated and learned a lot of good stuff. I'll be sharing some of that on my website too, just some great information I think residents would enjoy as well at adrianforlaurel.org. One of the ones that came to mind is for small businesses in the area. You know, our communications department has a podcast studio and TV studios, and they would love to be able to connect, help you get out the word, get out the communication. You can reach out to Director Williams with the communications. I also have some other tips from the other departments, so I'll hopefully be sending folks your way for the things that are available to residents and businesses in the community. Also, an announcement, I've received my committee assignments, first to the Education Committee as a member and as chair for the Advisory Committee for Person with Disabilities. So looking forward to attending that on Wednesday, and also sort of rebooting the Advisory Committee for Person with Disabilities. So if there's anyone out there watching that knows or themselves has a disability, you know, the city wants to be sure that we are connecting to and serving you as well. So please reach out, and we have some open seats, and I can pass your name on to the mayor, who can go through the process of seeing about being appointed to the committee. So please reach out to that information. Lastly, 2 small things. Over the weekend, my wife was able to go to Ragamuffins, which was hosting the Laurel Police Department Coffee with a Cop. That was a great program. And in addition, they were joined by the PG County Fire Department this Saturday, handing out free smoke detectors. I know we got a free smoke detector. We needed another one, so that was great. Also, a little tip there. I think it was last year we had a little oven fire, and fortunately we had a fire extinguisher there and we were able to put it out. You make a big mess sometimes with those bigger ones, but a little tip the PG County Fire shared was there's these little hand or small canisters called First Alert. I wrote it down here. First Alert Easy Fire Spray, and those are really good things to have in the kitchen. You know, you have a little fire on the stove or in the oven, and you're not looking to cover everything. So I thought it was a little tip. I'll put it up on my website too. And lastly, I wanted to thank the mayor's office for holding the POW MIA Day of Remembrance on Friday. I was glad to be able to be here to see the city staff, also joined by members of the military and the American Legion. I thought it was really important to be able to recognize and to keep those people in our memories. So thank you for the mayor, and I think Giselle and the staff for putting that together. That concludes my report. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilman Simmons. Councilman Mills?
Thank you, Mr. President. So on September 20th, I was at the Scotchtown Elementary School, and I was there for their career day, and I spoke to at least maybe 7 to 10 classrooms, and within those classrooms, I was there in the capacity of Councilman Mills, and so what we did was we had some fun. I created a council in every classroom that I spoke at. And I didn't just want to talk to them and let them know what we do. I created a council along with creating a council president, and we did a lot of voting. We voted on not licking the desks, not chewing the stickers that they received. So we created a lot of laws in the classroom. They had a lot of great responses as far as the laws that they created, to raise their hand if they wanted to speak, to listen to the teacher, to sit in the seats and not get in trouble. And so we created a lot of laws at Scotchtown Elementary, and it was a great experience. And they asked me to come back, so I feel honored. And that will be my report, sir. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilman Mills. Councilwoman Clark?
Thank you, Mr. President. For my report today, I would like to share a few things. During the week of September 10th through the 15th, I was actually hosting a conference of over 2,000 people at the Georgia World Congress Center in Atlanta, Georgia, educating and advocating for the bleeding disorders community. Immediately after my flight landed, I attended the Fall Back into Wellness event at the Joint Chiropractic of Laurel at the Town Center with other residents, which was an excellent experience for my back. This weekend, I also had the pleasure of attending Coffee with a Cop at Ragamuffins on Main Street, the Women's Club of Laurel Yard Sale at Scotchtown Elementary School, stopped by the Awkward photo exhibit at the Laurel Historical Society, and made a few purchases. Plus, that afternoon, spent time supporting the Laurel Raptors baseball team for their game in Greenbelt. They were quite surprised that I attended and that I was louder than most parents. In addition to the events I attended, I also wanted to clarify a few things. Over the past few months, there have been a few things said that normally I would not address, but since this is the second separate time that it's happened, I feel that it's necessary. After being the first to motion to appoint Councilmember Simmons, I was told in so many words by a resident face-to-face that I was a traitor and not for the people, being the African-American community in Laurel. And most recently, on September 10th, I received a text message meant for someone else that stated she is not like us and that I don't mind disrespecting the Black man because I listened to one white lady complaining, as they said it, regarding Director Burrow's appointment. I want to briefly remind the two individuals and anyone else that has made that comment. As you can see visually, I am Black and couldn't change it if I tried or if I desired to, which I don't. Furthermore, accusations of not being Black enough dismiss the complexity of our shared identity and divide us at a time when unity is most needed. As a reminder, let us remember that on November 27th, 2023, we affirmed to provide accurate and fair representation of city decisions to the best of our skill and judgment, diligently, and faithfully, without partiality or prejudice, executing the office of the City Council for the City of Laurel according to the United States Constitution, the Maryland Constitution, and laws and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Laurel. And that is what I continue to do. So I agree with you. You're right. I'm not like you. And that's a great thing, because diversity matters in leadership. And diverse leadership leads to more comprehensive and inclusive policymaking. For decades, women and other marginalized groups continue to bring different perspectives, shaped by their experiences. Women leaders tend to focus on consensus building and collaboration, which can enhance the effectiveness of government decision-making. So as I close today, I'm going to take your accusations that I am not Black enough as a challenge and an opportunity to remind us all why diversity is critical. Moving forward, I urge us as a city to focus on what truly matters, serving the people of this city. So let's move past diversive rhetoric and instead come together to celebrate our differences and find strength in our shared commitment to making this community a better place for all. Mr. President, that now concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilwoman Clark. I'll go next. It's been a busy 2 weeks since our last meeting. On September the 12th, I attended a comptroller roundtable business meeting for childcare business report. They were looking at how childcare and the expenses affect our workforce. A lot of times, somebody needs to stay home because childcare is just too high. So the comptroller is working to put together a report and loves to hear input from the community. So if you have a story that you'd like to share, please reach out to the comptroller's office and let them know your story so that they know how that childcare costs are impacting your life. Also on the 12th, I attended the Laurel Farmers Market to say farewell to our long-term volunteer, Andy. He has been at every farmers market this year until the one on the 12th. That was his last day before he joined the armed forces. On the 13th, we had a great drag bingo turnout at Partnership Hall for Laurel Pride. Thank you for everyone that attended. On the 14th, a big thank you to Parks and Recreation for Community and Culture Day. That was, again, a really well set up event. We just need a few more people to turn out. Every year gets bigger and bigger, so I appreciate all their work on that. On September the 17th, we had an HDC meeting. On September the 18th, I had breakfast with County Council member Tom Dernoga. On the 19th, I attended the MML LGBTQ+ caucus meeting. On September 20th, I attended the grand opening of the awkward family photos at the museum that you've already heard about. If you would like to see some awkward photos, there are plenty there, and there's a very small one of me hiding. I encourage you to go find it. As you've heard, on the 21st, we had Coffee with a Cop. If you haven't been to those, there's always somebody new that is there, some connection that you may not have known. Please go out there and connect with our cops. It's important that everybody can trust them and know what's going on in the community. And finally, yesterday, I attended the Academy for Excellence in Local Governance Fellows graduation at University of Maryland School of Public Policy. I was able to receive my certificate, as well as many, many others. It was the largest graduating class that MML has had. Upcoming announcements. This coming Thursday, the Pride Committee will be having their meeting virtually. We are always looking for volunteers. Reminder that Laurel Pride Day is October 12th at Granville Goody Park from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. And finally, this event coming up on the 27th is one of my favorite. Parks and Recreation is having music at the mansion. It is rain or shine. It is always a good time. It is a 21+ event. That concludes my report. We'll go to you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, everyone. I want to, first of all, September 10th was the grand opening of the Craig A. Multi-Service Center. And all the staff was there. It was a big success. Thank everyone for coming out. On September 11th, as we honored those individuals who lost their lives on 9/11. We did a push-up challenge contest at Mission Barbecue. Prince George County Police was there. Laurel Police was there, and also Maryland Police was there. We had a challenge going on. I want to congratulate Jimmy Smith of Park and Recreation. He did 2,997 push-ups. Sergeant Push-Ups, the co-sponsor of this, did 210 push-ups. And the Wolfpack Youth Football Team did 2,200 push-ups. The West Virginia Mountaineer Wrestling Team did 2,977 push-ups. The City of Laurel and residents throughout the city and Mission Barbecue did 1,835 push-ups. Real Dads Community did 1,000 push-ups. The family of Sergeant Push-Ups did 1,100 push-ups. Laurel High School football team, basketball team, cross-country team, and the physical education classes did a total of 9,673 push-ups. In-Style Barbershop did 88 push-ups. Andre Frazier did 300 push-ups. Westminster Tire Company did 40 push-ups. The Wolfpack Youth Football Coach did 50 push-ups. And Prince George County Circuit Court, Hassan Almin did 23 push-ups. And the challenge was, our goal was to do 91,111 push-ups. We came way short of that. We ended up doing 22,493 push-ups. But it's a good community interaction. As you can see, we had West Virginia wrestling team participate in the event as well. So we just wanted to just acknowledge those individuals who lost their lives on 9/11 in some way of doing some type of physical activity and coming together as a community. Also, I'm going to go on, Multicultural Day was on September 14th. I attended that event for a little while. Then I also went down to Laurel High School, had a bodybuilding contest for first responders and military personnel. So we was there to recognize them as well. The Laurel Police was there to help present the awards as well. Sergeant Tony and Officer Jackson. So they appreciate us being there. The swearing in of Monte Barrows, I'm going to mention that a little later in my report. Mr. President allowed me some time to speak on that. I was on the 19th. Congratulations, Mr. Barrows, for your appointment to Economic Development Director. I also went to Scotchtown Elementary School. I didn't have the great time like Councilman Mills did. They assigned me to a pre-K class, and I went in the class, asked the teacher, what do you want me to tell these pre-K kids? I had no idea what to tell them. So we ended up telling them something, and they ended up having a little fun, so it was okay with that. Edmiston annual rally, unity rally, Edmiston Mayor Gant, she is her 6th annual year. She invited all the mayors out to come out there and support her. And the whole goal was to talk about gun prevention and bullying in schools, things of that nature. So it was a good turnout. Various mayors throughout the county came out to support that. Announcements coming up September 27th. Our strategic plan kickoff at Laurel Golf Center. The city will be stagnant for the event. Public Works 11:30 a.m. Other departments come at 12:30 p.m. Also, Indigenous People Day, the city office will be closed on October 14th. We're going to be honoring National Hispanic Heritage Month, even though it's over on the 15th of October, but we want to do a ceremony for them and recognize those individuals in our community. Director of Communications putting it together along with staff here on October the 19th. It's going to be from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. right here in the chambers. So it's going to be an educational ceremony. So if you got time, please come out and watch that. Some proclamations. I'm not going to go down. I'm just going to read the proclamations from here. The National Art and Humanities Society proclamation October. Domestic Violence Awareness Month proclamation October as well. Breast Cancer Awareness Month October. And Walk to Laurel Day October the 2nd, 2024. And also wanted to make an appointment to I'll make that appointment last, Mr. President. But I want to address something that Councilwoman Clark talked about. I'm not going to go in detail. I was the one that she was talking about. I was very frustrated because the appointment of Mr. Barrows, it took a lot. It was getting a lot of, I ain't say a lot, but there was some things going on. And like any human being, you know, I made a mistake. I got frustrated because there was some things, like I said before, I'm not going to go in detail, but I sent a text message out, just talked to a mutual friend of ours about this situation, end up sending a text message to Councilwoman Clark. And I tried to apologize to Councilwoman Clark, sent her a text message. I called her, I asked to meet with her. I sent her an apology letter, you know, so, you know, everybody's human, but, you know, things happen sometimes. And like I said, it's more to the story than that, but I'm not going to go in detail. I'm not going to make any excuses. I also tell young people, when you make a mistake, you own up to that mistake. And that's what I'm doing tonight. It was a mistake. It's not who I am, but, you know, we all get frustrated. We are human beings, and I ask for your grace. And so once again, my job is to take care of the city. I'm going to continue to do that. But, you know, we all get frustrated and we vent in our private rooms, in our private homes, with people we think we can talk to. And I own up to that. And I apologize to you, Councilman Clark, even though you didn't accept my apology by phone or text message, but I want to apologize to you on the record and let the world know that I apologize, and that won't ever happen again. If I have an issue with anyone, frustrated, I will always do what I normally do. I'll call that individual and we'll talk to that individual besides expressing my interest in to a mutual friend. So I learned a valuable lesson. And so I hope we can move on, and I hope the city can move on as well, those who is affected. And so I apologize for that. So thank you, Mr. President, for letting me share that. And I want to make an appointment to the Planning Commission. Stanley Spalding been alternate for a while. He's been very active in the community. I sent a resume to the council. So actually, council for confirmation, appointing Stanley Spalding to the Planning Commission. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Serving on the Planning Commission for the last year, I can attest that Mr. Spalding has attended every meeting. The council has received his resume. I will entertain a motion for Mr. Spalding's appointment.
Mr. President, I motion that we appoint Stanley Spalding to the Planning Commission for the 2024 to 2029 sessions.
I second, Mr. President.
Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Councilwoman Clark,
Yes?
Councilman Mills,
Yes.
Councilman Simmons,
Yes.
President Cole.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Agenda item number 7 is public hearing. Now is the time to hear from our community. We welcome your comments, which are very important to us. Madam Clerk, do we have anyone signed up to speak?
No, sir.
Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to speak? I will open the public hearing at 6:20 p.m. With no one signed up to speak or wishing to speak, I will close the general public hearing at 6:20 p.m. Agenda item number 8 is adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
A motion to adjourn.
Thank you, and have a good night.